everyone, and welcome to paper number 3. Today we are going to be really focusing on the aspect of the prompt just right here on this first page. And really what that means is that we're going to be looking at what the topic is and what our purpose is. So for any of the other details, you are going to want to address the prompt file itself, because this lecture is not going to go over that. Okay, so the topic that we are talking about for paper number 3 is stigmas and stereotypes. And what we have been discussing is that it can come in a lot of forms, and it can be positive, it can be negative, but at the end of the day, even through humor or sarcasm, we can still be stigmatizing or stereotyping a group of people. And so what we're going to do in this paper is examine a stigma or a stereotype in a popular American TV show. So we just discussed the topic. I'm going to bring us down now to the prompt itself. Now, this is what you would actually address in your thesis statement, somewhere towards the end of your introductory paragraph. So you're going to choose a contemporary popular American TV show. That means it must have aired in the last 5 years. And you are going to choose a group that is within that show and analyze the representation of that group. I'll explain what we mean here. So if we were to look at the example thesis, it says, although The Simpsons pokes at a variety of groups and people through humor, Apu's character simplifies a people into a caricature, a dim-witted liquor store owner with exaggerated features. His role diminishes the complexity of people from India and their contribution to America, further exacerbating the narrative that brown people are not equal to even the dumbest of white people, like that of Homer Simpson. Okay, so the group that we are analyzing are Indian Americans, or Indians, people from India, okay? And we are the representation is what's there, right? So he is represented as a caricature. He's a dim-witted liquor store owner, exaggerated features. He has no complexity. And it just exacerbates this idea that even, Homer Simpson is above Apu, okay? So that's the representation, and then what is the impact of it is the exacerbation of that brown people are not equal to, okay? So that's how you would break down this prompt and ultimately create a thesis statement. What you're not doing is you're not analyzing why a character does something. We are not going to analyze why Apu owns a liquor store, or we're not going to discuss how Apu's character has an impact on the plot, or why his actions may impact another character on the show. Doing that is doing character analysis, which is not what we're doing. What we're doing is we are looking how Apu represents a group or a people. So you are going to look at how the show or a character within the show represents a group of people, because sometimes we need to pull out a character like we do Apu from The Simpsons, or sometimes we're going to look at how an entire show represents a group of people, okay? And you are going to argue how the representation of that people impacts them. Okay, so remember though, this can be positive. It doesn't have to be negative. Just the example here is negative. Okay, so again, we are analyzing how a group is represented in a popular American TV show. All right, and then we're going to discuss and argue what the impact of that representation is on that people. Okay. Couple restrictions, as you can see down here, is we, again, like I said, the show has to have had a new episode aired in the last 5 years. And it does need to be an American TV show, and you cannot write on Outer Banks or All American. Too many students have had too many trouble with these particular TV shows, and I just want to prevent that from happening. Purpose. For this paper, okay, we have a purpose, and that is to go beyond surface level analysis and to really have in-depth explanations of a particular issue, to argue a perspective, and to really hone in on how you support your argument with evidence, how you integrate that into the paper, how you follow that up to explain yourself. And then, of course, taking our next steps towards MLA. If you have any additional questions on this assignment, please don't hesitate to reach out to me via email or during office hours. And I just look forward to working with you all on your drafts.